I'm south of Boston, a town called Easton, just south of Boston.
Right? Cool. And I always loved Gary Cheevers.
Who was it?
Boston goalie, hockey.
Okay, all right. Yeah, yeah.
I'm from Toronto, so I know. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. I can just gloss over things, and as Murray Spivak would say, I remember on my first lesson, well, it's going to take me a few lessons to figure out how your mind works. It's like, God, I'm getting, I'm being shrunk or shrinked. You know, this guy is more than just a drum teacher. And Murray would say, I taught my house painter how to make strokes, but I need to be there with him. I can't just write a book because everyone's a little different. So the cool thing to do is to try to get into this. It seems like perhaps minutia, but it's not that big a deal. It really behooves one to just kind of not get frustrated necessarily, but to kind of enjoy the meditative quality.
Oh yeah, I do.
Kind of get into it, right? I don't know what they're drinking in Boston these days, but you know, I don't want to be careful, but you just have a cold one or whatever you want to do, just or a cup of chai tea or whatever you, but I'm just saying it's this meditative, beautiful thing that can kind of become a little bit addictive. Okay, admitting, and but in a really good way. Okay, so what we're doing is we're gonna start at the beginning, and that is the first thing I noticed is your right arm is a little more relaxed than your left, but both arms have a tendency to want to do this.
Yeah.
But what we're going for here is this concept with this technique is about total efficiency. Using, yeah, already looks better. Using muscles, you're sitting up nice and straight. See, it looks like you play other instruments right away. The idea of holding any muscles. See, I don't know what, I'm not a physician, I'm not a physiologist, but I'm holding muscles or using muscles to leverage up arms that I don't need. So after playing the full night, always doing this, eventually your body's going to say, thank you, no. It wants to relax. So we're just going to we'll start. Now, most people think, and you may have heard the word fulcrum associated with snare drum technique. Everyone's fulcrum this, fulcrum that. And the fulcrum is very important, but it's often misunderstood or misused, or doesn't have the location that is prescribed with where the fulcrum is with regards to this technique. But first, even though this isn't the fulcrum, just first finger and thumb. It's so simple. Everyone wants to do this. They think that this is the fulcrum, and they take their fingers and they pull. That's not this technique. We can use fingers way down the road, you know. Yeah. But the technique is about learning how to hold the stick and just turn your wrist. The whole thing is a wrist turn. Buddy Rich would say it's all in the wrist. Okay, so when we just let our arms hang like a plumber's plum, right? You're just gonna, right? Just gonna let, and I'm letting it just rest in the first finger and thumb. And we're just gonna let it dangle as plumb as we can, right? So you have this very plumb kind of thing going on. And then I'm just gonna wrap my fingers gently around the stick. Looks really good. Now you're just gonna bring that up into a position over the surface. And you'll notice, now you're not a drummer formally, you studied guitar and saxophone, but you have fascination. So I'm going to have to describe certain things that you may or may not know. In this technique, in any technique, there are certain understandings with regards to the position of the hand. When we just let the arms hang like this when we come up, we're in a position that is referred to as half turned over. French grip is often associated with timpani, is with the thumb on top. So you roll over, now the thumb's on top. Now you roll over this way a little, and you're in this position, which is a very natural position. We're going to play a lot that way on the drums. So we're going to come up, but what this technique, in terms of studying on the practice pad to figure out what's really going on, what we do is we rotate just a little more into, it's called a palm down position, or the German technique. You know, there are different names for it, right? And what we don't want, you see, this is where it gets to be, there's a little bit of minutia, but these things that I tell you, they're going to exist forever. It's never going to change. It's not like a year from now, it's like, you know what I told you about the thumb? Well, forget that. No. You always remember that to get the palm down position that Dick Wilson taught me, for instance, that you're going to roll over, and you just shouldn't be able to see the corner of your thumbnail. If you roll too much this way, you're too half turned over. Now, the other thing that we're going to want is the grip. Now your arms are starting to be relaxed. You're just hanging out over the surface, and you've rolled over into a palm down grip. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to make a little holder, a little, like the bottom of a cane. Yeah, we're just going to let it sit in this little holder, palm down as much as possible. Yeah, take your other fingers off. See if you play, yeah, see, your finger, look, you know, I have students that find that hard to do, but because you're playing instruments, because you're actually able to play, your fingers are musicianly. Yeah. So what we're going to do is it just sits in that first crack of the middle finger, first knuckle, the crack of the middle finger, and you'll notice, and now don't go holding your arm out, I know let it hang by your side as much as possible. Arms are just hanging. It's sitting in the crack, and the palm, the meaty part of the palm, is where the stick will rest. We don't want to be over here on the bone. You go start to play some heavy metal gig, and you're going to maybe hurt yourself. So we want to be next to that bone. So we start with this. You got the stick here. I mean, now it's like a one-finger grip. So come on over the surface now with that nice grip. It's a preparatory grip. Yeah. That's beautiful. Now all we're going to do, see, we got the stick. You don't have to pull. You don't open your fingers. It just rests in that middle finger. Now what we're going to do, yeah.
My question is, like the angle of the stick, is it more like angled? I don't know the correct angle. Is it more like following the arm, or like like this? Does that make sense?
Jason, I was worried I was going to overwhelm you. Now you're asking really cool questions, like maybe you wouldn't even get into right away. Let's see if this might answer your question. But very cool question. That was a very cool question. We'll talk about the angle in a minute, right? Yeah. But this will help you get it, because if the stick is in the middle finger, resting on that particular area of the palm, yeah, the stick can kind of only be in one place. It can't be here, because now the stick is not on that bone. It can't be down the middle of the hand, because now the stick isn't running to that other side of the bone. So as soon as you put the middle finger underneath and run that stick to the other side of the bone, you will notice, yeah, that's it.
Right here, this little bump right here?
Right there, right on that meaty part, right in there, just next to the bone. A little further over, tiny bit further over, right there, right in there. Now make that little curly cue down here, your little candy cane holder thingamajiggy, your little saddle, or whatever you want to call it. There you go. See, now you'll notice.
All right, yeah, I got you now.
As Dick Wilson would say, the stick isn't completely lined up with the forearm, but almost.
Right.
Not quite. It looks really good, dude. It really does. Now what we're just going to do is we're going to bring in the flat of the thumb and the first knuckle of the first finger, and gently bring them in alongside of the stick. There you go. Now, what we want to do is we want that stick in the first knuckle. So if you point your first finger, I guess it could be there.
You want it in the actual crease?
Yes, it's in the crease. Okay. So that here, I'll show you. Come on all the way up now. Turn your wrist. Okay, now Cool. There you go. You fixed it. Now remember, this isn't our fault. It's the middle finger is the big deal with this technique. But once we come up to here, how can the middle finger hold on without squeezing? See, here, we don't have to squeeze to the palm to hold the stick. The stick is being held by virtue of gravity laying in the hand, like that. As soon as we come up here, just try it. It should slide down. If you're not yeah, it should do that, right? That's what it'll do. The only thing that'll keep it from doing that is the first finger and thumb. So they always have to be in position, because you're not going to be a drummer that's always playing pianissimo. You're going to want the full range of dynamics, which is also part of this technique. So we're going to come up, and we're just going to hold with the first finger and thumb. Take all the other fingers off, just for fun. See, that's where the first finger and thumb should be. More in there, yeah, and then you just touch it. Beautiful. Now come on down, and remember that feeling of now it should be laying in the middle finger. You really feel the weight, right? See, there you go. So it's this 3-finger grip. Back fingers don't have much. See, that's really all that's holding. Beautiful, dude. That lets the stick breathe. It's not choked the way guys play. It's not all choked. It's breathing. We don't need to.
You want this like super tight, right? You want this really tight though, like the grip.
Not too tight.
I mean, not tight, but like as in not spread, but like tight as in tight.
Oh, yeah. There's a close space. And the reason, very good. I love teaching guys that just don't only play drums.
Yeah.
The reason that we're using a 3-finger grip is because, as Maurice Spivak would say, have you ever seen a teeter-totter with a really wide fulcrum?
Yeah.
Right, the teeter-totter has to rock back and forth. And so the fulcrum should be narrow. We want the fulcrum to be narrow.
Gotcha. Yeah,
we want it narrow. We want it not spread out, because now the stick has to rock over all this. No, we just want the stick. Look, see the stick? There's your fulcrum. Here's your fulcrum. You have to do it with you almost have to move. There you go. But keep your first finger on. Remember how you going to do it when you're up here. No, come on up just to remind yourself of the first finger. It'll only take you a couple lessons to take your other fingers off. It doesn't have to be too tight, just tight enough to hold that stick. If it's too loose, it'll start to slide down. That's all. That's all. So, yeah, that goes. The finger goes on there, and so we're going to come down, and don't you let go of your first finger when you came down. So let's try this. Hold first finger. Take your other fingers off. Kind of in the left right now, but that's cool. You can do both, so that's good.
Okay, we'll do one time.
Now just the left for a sec. Working on that. Okay. Now just come down, only holding with the first finger and thumb. Just see you're turning. Now don't point your first finger, did you? Maybe a little. I think you pointed it. Come on up. It might be a little light. Yeah. So what I want you to do, Dick would talk about this. He did with me anyway. Bend the middle knuckle. It'll bring the tip of the first finger in. Bend the middle knuckle a little bit. Middle knuckle a little. That's right, and get the stick to sit in the crack. So it's going to look more like this. Look. Yeah. There you go. There you go. See, it's bent. You wouldn't play guitar like this, right? If you were left-handed, you look.
I think it's like I keep going too far towards the tip of my finger. I think is the problem.
That's right. You want it in the crack there, like that. So there's a little curvature. It's not real tight. It's a position. Now, beautiful. Now tuck the middle finger underneath. Beautiful. There you go. Relax your arm. Okay. Now don't let go of that first finger. You're going to need it. If we come up high, it'll be the only thing really holding this. Yeah, you gotta curve it like you're playing guitar. Look, on guitar, you don't play a little bit of guitar. You don't do this with your fingers. You don't try to play the guitar like this. You curve your fingers.
Mm.
Curve your fingers, right? Just like with a saxophone. The fingers are in this position, aren't they? Like that. They're like this. They're not straight. Piano, same thing. You don't play the piano like this. You play the piano like this. Very good. Relax your arm though, because you don't play the saxophone with your arm sitting, right? It's just you're just like doing this. So now we're just going to bring that stick up, just to about here and let it fall. Yeah, but you got to hold on. The trick is you're holding the stick, but you're not overly tight. So you got to bend that middle finger a little more, like that. And what we have now, I'm giving you everything. First lesson, I'm giving you the critical stuff. What we have now is a starting position. You're like the kid with the Christmas toy. It's cool, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm kind of like it's like, yeah, I just got to get it down to that crease is what I got to get.
Like that. And
I feel like more secure when I have it at the tip, but I just got to force it down.
Yeah, you want it a little wrapped underneath every so slightly.
Yeah, all right.
It's the middle finger that's underneath really supporting it. You don't even need the first finger and thumb down there. See? Now you put them on because you're going to need them up here, and you need to have a 3-finger grip. The first finger and thumb in this technique are considered the guide. They're guiding the stick. Check it out. These fingers guide the stick over the fulcrum, which is the middle finger. They're guiding it. We don't want to be too tight, but we want to have a position. It looks really good. Now come on down, and now I'm going to teach you the other critical part. That's your floor. We call it the floor. You're at the floor, the proverbial floor, which is parallel, if you're in match grip, to the actual floor.
Yeah.
See? And it's beautiful. Your grip has gone from being a little weird to beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Now,
it feels better.
The floor is a 1/2 inch parallel bead to butt end. It can be an inch. If you want the floor a little higher, then it always has to come back to that. It always comes back to that. This technique, unlike other techniques, and we don't want to make a religion out of this, but as Dick would say, if you can find a technique that's more efficient than this one, I'd like to know it.
Yeah.
And so what we want to recognize is that this technique is up to come down. Up to come down. And don't use your arms, see? There's another part of efficiency. Why would, just like you're not going to hold stuff out, why would you use all of this hunk of flesh with bone that's going to have to be supported or manipulated by muscles that are behind the elbow? No, we want to use the muscles in front of the elbow. The muscles in front of the elbow, muscles can only pull, they don't push. Muscles are going to pull the wrist up. Don't let go of your first finger, but and then the muscles underneath are going to pull the stick down. Or you could just use gravity. We can use gravity too. It just goes clunk, beautiful. Don't let go of your 3-finger grip. Don't go grabbing with the back fingers, it'll spoil everything. Yeah, just in here. Beautiful, beautiful, man. That's good. That's like the beginning of the whole thing. Up to come down. Do that in the other hand. It's going to come. And I typically play traditional, but there's cross lateral.
Stick with match for now, I think.
Yeah, whatever you want to do is cool. So there's the whole thing again. We have it sitting in the middle finger. We have the guide. We have a 3-finger grip, and we have the floor with an arm that's relaxed. And we're going to only use the wrists. So we're not going to go lifting the whole assembly just to make a tap. Why? Right? Drummers do. You know, there's that macho thing. But we can play plenty macho, and we don't need all that other stuff. Okay? It's really good, dude. Okay, do you have a metronome?
I do, yeah.
Metronome. That's a cool pad, too. What is that?
What is it?
What is that pad?
Oh, it's a homemade DIY. It's a piece of wood with some cork and some kind of foam that I had sitting around. Yeah, homemade stuff.
You made that pad yourself?
Oh yeah. I was looking at them. All they are is pretty much wood and some kind of bouncy thing, you know.
It's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool. Here, I'll show you. What I got going. I made this as a young guy when I first started studying, back like around 19. I made it when I started studying with Dick.
Yeah.
He wanted me to have a sound chamber. I made this, you know.
Oh, cool.
The real ones, The real ones, I think I've created a monster here. You're going to be down in the basement with the bandsaw. But what you really want, the cool ones, which I don't have up here, you've probably seen them though, where this chamber is angled. It gets wider here, and it gets smaller, almost like a trumpet or like a saxophone. It projects in a particular direction. But anyway.
Yep. Nice.
Okay. Metronome on at 40.
40. Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear that?
I can. So what we're going to do is we're going to play quarter notes. We're just going to turn up to that height that you just experienced, and just feel all the things, as many of the things that I discussed as possible. We're only coming up what Maurice Vivek didn't like to talk about. He thought it was too drum core to talk about 1 inch, 2 inches, 3. But you know, we're coming up, I don't know, 3 inches, 4 inches maybe, just so that you can feel your wrist turning up and then down, up and down, up and down. Now notice, as you're looking in your return video, and it's really cool, your right first index finger is a little more curved than your first. The grip you're using that you have a propensity to want to use in the left is, are you sure you're not? Now, it's associated with clave, Cuban drumming, where it's a timbali grip. They put the finger here. Have you seen guys do that? They play like that? Yeah. That's not what it's cool.
I was watching old James Gadsden. He plays like that kind of. James Gadsden, he does that kind of like finger pointing on it.
James Gadsden?
Yeah, he kind of does that a little bit.
It's interesting.
I noticed.
I really like him. I know
he's
him.
amazing, yeah.
He's a sweetheart too. He's a great drummer. Unbelievable. Okay, so yeah, but this grip it's not this. It's this. It's this. It's almost as if, nice. Don't point your first finger in the left too much. It's almost as if you could run a screw through the thumbnail. Check this out. This might help you figure it out too. It's like you could drill a screw through the thumbnail, and it would go right in between the two fingers, because that's where it's going to rotate. That's where the stick can rock. Okay, just giving you little things. Keep that first finger more curved, like you're playing the piano. Which you already, and yeah, you'll get it. There you go. You want to hold on with that first finger in the left. Okay, so you're already playing nice quarter notes. Relax your arms. You don't need to be like this. Look, which looks cooler, this or just? Waitress, I'd like another coffee, please. Would you? It's just nice and relaxed. There's nothing happening here. And barely need to hold the stick. Just the 3 fingers, and just turn. It's called a wrist turn. We're turning our wrist. Don't punch your first finger in the left. Try not to. Make a conscious. This is the meditation thing. You know, you're up in the morning with your cup of coffee, going, "Why am I doing this?" It's cool to practice in front of a mirror as well. It's looking good. It's looking good. Okay, now we're going to play eighth notes. Oh, what about you probably want to let's play a quarter note triplets. 1 and I count them 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and count out loud. That's another thing.
You got to help with counting a little bit here. I'm a beginner at this, so you're saying a triplet, eighth note triplet or
quarter note triplets. So for every 2 quarter notes, there'll be 3 notes. It's like a metric. It's a well. Yeah. Without I don't want to go too far off field right now. But it's a metric modulation of sorts, right?
There's 3 beats within the beat of 2. He's saying
3 beats for every 2, so they're going to be landing in between. So if it's click, 2, 1, you got to fit 3 notes in. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the 1 will always land on the click.
Yeah.
The next note, the 2 will land just before the click. 1, 2, and then the last 3 will land not on the click. This is going to make you, like you were right, this will make you a better musician, right? Because you're going to go to the sax. You're going to put all the stuff on your other instruments.
I got to slow it way down in my head for a minute. Yeah, so it's
Totally cool.
1, 1. So it'll be, how can I count this stuff? So
Just take your time. Yeah.
3, 4, 1, 2.
Just do this. Do this. It's just, we'll figure out a way to get it across. And you'll feel this. You've heard this. But it's going to be 1, 2. Just do that. So the 1 is going to be with a clap. 1. Just you can. It doesn't even need to be quite in time. Just 1, 2, and then clap after you say 2. Right.
1, 2.
You got it. Okay. So then there's going to be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Back 1.
Cycles back.
Again, you got it. You got it.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
Put it on the. Okay, turn your wrists with this grip, with your floor up to come down, but it's
1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
Go for it. 1,
2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
no faster.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Going too fast or something.
Yes, yeah, no, it's really cool. I'll get you burning on all this stuff. But yeah, so it's just going to be 1, 2, 3. Just do it with the 6 now. Start right. 1, 2, and just play the note after. Just 2.
Let me turn myself on.
Yeah, you count it out loud. You don't need the metronome.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2,
3. So it's 1, 2, click 3. 1, 2, click 3. 1, 2, click 3. 2, click 3.
Put the click on. So.
Try it again.
1, 2, click.
Okay, just get the 2 sooner. The 2 sooner. Try it again.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You're just counting 2. 1,
2.
click 3. You got it. So it's just 1, click 1. I'm going to put my metronome on.
One, 2, click. So it's 1, 2, click, 3, click. So the click's in between the 2 and the 3. 1,
Right, this, watch. Turn your metronome off for a second. So quarter notes are this. On every metronome, they're easy, right? Now I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, click 3. So it's 2 clicks, 2, but I fit 3 notes in. And to fit 3 notes in, you're going to land on the metronome, then you're going to ahead of the metronome, and then just after that click.
so that click's in between, yeah, it's in between the 2 and the 3. You gotta squeeze that click in between that.
Right, you got it. Got it. You got it. Yeah, you had it. You got it. 1, 2, click 3. Now to be on the right. You got it. And it'll go back. No, you got it. See, and here's what Dick was really modern. Just turn off your metronome for just a second, because he'd give you the craziest stuff to work on.
Yeah.
And you'd have to figure out, the metronome would be like a quarter note tied to a 16th note, and you'd be in 13/8. It's like, what? And you say, no, all you have to do is figure out, you count the number of beats, and you have to figure out where that first metronome will land. And you just have to keep that going. So once you get the speed, 1, 2, click, 3, it's just going to be this. It's just this forever. Forever. You just have to believe in your time. 1, click, 1, click, 1, click, 1, click, and you just lock in this time. It's going to be that 1, and it's just that speed, and you start to believe in yourself. So this stuff becomes part of your soul. Okay, so now you got that. Now we're going to go to eighth notes. This will be easy compared to what you just did.
Definitely.
Okay? And now here we're going to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1.
Now, Jason.
3 and.
Now, these different iterations of speeds of notes are really just a vehicle to help you feel this. It's really all about this. We know you can count 1 and 2 and, you know what I mean? So, but Dick would make things pretty challenging because it wasn't enough for him for you to just do this. He wanted you to have to do that within the context of something kind of modern. But what we really want you to focus on, it's really about this. It's about being at the floor, 1, and we're really focused on the grip and on being at the floor and with the arms relaxed, all that like that, keeping that first finger in the left a little curved. Now count out loud.
And 2 and 3 and 4 and.
Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to go to eighth note triplets. 1 and 2, and now we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and
4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1
and got it. 2
3 and 4 and 1
and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and
2 and 3 and 4 and
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now groups of 5. Metric. So if you're going to count groups of 5, it's an odd number. Time you hear a click, you need to be saying 1. All you have to do is catch the speed. If you miss it, you're a little too slow or too fast. You don't have to panic. Just slow it down until every time the metronome clicks, you'll have said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. So it's here it is. Here's 16th notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, I was a little fast the first time. 1, 2, a little slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. If you can do that, now we're getting kind of modern.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, wait. It's going to be faster. Yep, that's good. Shake it out. It's going to be faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now your technique's getting better too as you relax. You're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and end on the left with the metronome.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1.
That's it, and then stop. That's the speed.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah, you were a little slow, but you sped up to catch up. You got it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Left index finger. Fix it. You're playing. This is about the technique, not counting to 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now, okay, and now let's finish up with, let's see. Very good. Okay, now we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be easy. It's always going to be on the same hand, whichever hand you start with. 6. Just a little faster. We're just speeding things up. All we're doing is turning a little faster with the same grip. Stay
4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Relax your arms, self-corrected.
5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Not the pound. Gravity. You don't have to make it happen. Nice and relaxed. You're beautiful, dude. Okay, let's see if you can get to 7. Now you're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
8. 30-second notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each hand's playing 4. Count the one hand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
1, 2, 3, 4. Just count the one hand.
1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4.
Shove.
Ah.
Yeah. You're getting it. You're there. Stay low. Middle east. Yeah, you got it though. Okay, you're up to 8, and you were able to traverse what can be difficult on a first lesson. You got through a quarter.
That triplet one's gonna get me. That quarter triplet's gonna be the tough one. I gotta work on that one.
You'll have it in no time. It's nothing, right? You just need a moment where you can just meditate on your own for a minute,
right.
Without feeling the pressure of a teacher saying, "Well, why can't you get it?" It's like, I want you to get this.
Right.
I know you'll be able to count. So that's really cool. Okay, now, I'll write that out for you. I'll send you that. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you to another important aspect of this technique. And what I'll be doing is, I told you, I'll send you the Spivak library. And you'll also have a chance to watch Murray Spivak, the grand genius, the grand old genius. God, he's like 180 years old.
I don't know what he looks like. I haven't even seen a picture of him yet.
And then there's Louis Belson, who's got to be up in, like, he's 112. These are, iconic figures, the national statesman for the instrument. And there is Louis, who's already considered a virtuoso in his own right? One of the great musicians, great drummers ever. There he is, like a little kid. Murray's saying, no. And Murray's like, oh, total gentleman, total childlike, no ego. That's how you get it fast, if you can get rid of the ego,
Absolutely.
So you'll find that interesting to watch. But what I want to hip you to, and when you watch the video, they bring it on the screen, 7 basic strokes, right? And you've already got some of it based on the fact that you have a wrist turn. Just that wrist turn is a basic stroke. Then you have upstrokes and downstrokes. Then you have what is a single stroke, which is a combination of an upstroke to a downstroke. This might sound a little bit technical, but it's nothing. And then you have an appoggiatura, which is like a grace note, right? A little grace note. And so there's not really too much to this. It's like 7 basic strokes. Once you have that, you just combine them. And Murray would say, you see, it makes the whole thing much simpler to understand. It really does. It's quite brilliant. So what I'm going to now teach you is, let's just start with my favorite, because I used to, hey, Dick, Richard Wilson, what are we going to see tonight? Are we going to the movies? Friday night? I had my lesson earlier in the week, but I wasn't done. It's like, Kevin, we'll go to a movie, but I'm not spending all night playing downstrokes on the dashboard. No, flip frame, there he is, helping me with downstrokes on the dashboard. So this throw is something that always fascinated me. It's kind of cool. So the throw has to do with, Murray would talk about the baseball pitcher, but it's modified. It's much smaller, right? You start thinking like this, and that could muck you up, or maybe it could help, but it's not quite that. Or maybe it is. Dick would talk about the throw. Murray didn't call it a throw. He called it a downstroke. Or you make your blow, he'd say. Dick Wilson would call it a throw or a downstroke. And but he'd also talk about it being like a hammer and a nail. He said, if you were a roofer up on a roof all day long hammering roof nails, by the end of the day, you'd be doing what I'm showing you. The body would just, right? The body would settle into what is the easiest way to do this. Okay, but this isn't a hammer. This isn't a baseball, right? So we have to be careful about metaphors. What we do have is a lever system. Force to resistance over a fulcrum to a lever arm. We'll get into that some other time, but it's a lever system, like a teeter-totter, right? A wheelbarrow is a kind of lever system. Okay. All right. So what we want to do is we come down. This floor is a really big deal. You want to be in your left, that's cool, but curve your middle first finger. Curve it a little more. Yeah, that's it. That's right. There you go. See, now if you did this, be perfect. There it is. Beautiful. Come back down. Don't lose your first finger. There. It's not tight. It's just in a position. Okay. What we're going to do is, I'll show you this. Sticks out of your hand for a minute, even though I hate to have you take the stick out of that hand because it looks so good. But if you're just hanging out here like you're holding a stick, right? You can do it in either hand. Yeah. Imagine you're holding a stick. Yeah, kind of like, remember, it's got to lay in there, so it's going to be a little closed like this. Okay, now just bend your wrist forward. Fingers opened up, didn't they? And you didn't do it. Now, if you bring your wrist back, don't the fingers close?
No.
If you leave them alone, if you come all the way up, they'll almost touch the palm. Oh, almost. Let them come in. They'll go to there. Now bend forward, and they'll all spread out. From the wrist, you don't have to do it. You go to a skeleton in your doctor's office. Well, he's not in the room, hopefully, because we won't know what you're doing. And you manipulate that wrist, you'll see the fingers, the bones will all do this.
Yeah.
I've tried it. Right? Don't do it on purpose. It's the skeleton. It's the way the bones of the body's connected. It's a series of lever systems. Okay, so I want you to know about that. We're not going to feel much of that when we're holding a stick, but that never goes away. Here's the other thing. How would I put it? You're a guitar player, and you play some piano. Go ahead and put your fingers on the piano keys. Now just do that. Just come on up. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's all. Come on down. See, the wrist leads it, doesn't it? Wrist. That's how you play the piano. Violin, wrist. Guitar, when you go up the fretboard to get notes, you don't go, ah. No, you lead with the wrist.
Yeah.
Right? So you already know this on some level. Yeah. That's the feeling. So now we're going to hold, but now we're holding the stick. So left or right, you decide. We were in the left, so get that first finger together again. Right? It's not tight, it's just a position. Now get to your floor, the precious floor, this really, really big deal, right? Grip is a big deal. The floor is a big deal. Now what we're going to do is just go up, just put your first finger up in the other hand there. Perfect. Now don't play, but just when you did the keyboard thing, see the fingers never left the keyboard. I mean, they could, but they didn't. This is what we might call some form of fulcrum itself, or it's a fixed point in the universe. See, the fingers never go up, but this is going up and down, but the fingers are fixed. they're rolling. Okay, right. You're already catching on, right? So we're going to go up just, and we know that if we bend our wrist, it'll go up, and we don't have to lift it up. Dick loved everything for free. There you go. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep this fixed point in the universe and just pronate, bend our wrist just like you did on the piano, just to here. Go on a little more. Nice, nice. Now what you're going to do is come down like you did with the piano. See, the arm went down. You didn't do it. You didn't do it, did you? Interesting. It's for free. Now this time when you come down, lift the stick up as the arm falls. Dude, that's really good.
Nice.
You got it. Do that in the other hand. Very cool. First finger is important, flat of the thumb. You can test it by going all the way up and letting go of everything to see if it's in the right position. It's beautiful. You've got your 3-finger grip. There's your 3-finger grip. Come on back down. Now you're going to do the fixed point in the universe and just go up and come down without making a note. Go on up. Just get used to that feeling. Okay, now this time when you come down, just turn to the ceiling like you did before and make that little row. There's nothing. It took me forever to get that. No, really.
Yeah.
Okay, so now can you do that? Now what you're going to do is you're going to, without actually touching, it's remedial and it's helpful, isn't it? Because it's like, oh yeah, I'm going around this thing. Yeah. But we can go around that thing without holding it. We can go up like this. Just go up and wait for a second. That was good. Yeah, see? There it is. And you could come down too without making it. Just like you did before. There's playing the piano. This time you're going to come up and make a little throw. Now what we're going to do, okay, I guess I can move on. Now what we're going to do is so that's a downstroke.
Yeah.
And the motion you're making on the way up, beautiful. This is called an up motion. Because we're not making a note. The only note we make is on the way down. It's a downstroke. But the reason this is so hip, the idea that you can go up and leave the bead down, is Murray would say, and you'll get a kick out of it because I think he says it to Louis, don't you, you're so close. He kind of talks in that gruff New York kind of, you're so close to the surface, you can't help but make a note if you want, right? So what he does is instead of going up and not making a note, he just lets it touch. Yeah, like that. It's good. So you made a note. It's as if you don't have to make a note, or you do, or you could make a note. Note up, down. Cock a little more to the ceiling. Beautiful. A little more to the ceiling. Up, down. If you want to feel this wrister, just do this with me. Just turn your wrist up high. Turn it up here. Yep, come on, you got to come to the floor. There. There's going to be that feeling. You're going to go here, and then it's as if you're just turning your wrist, but the arm's falling, so it feels like not bad. Now, the upstroke.
What is it?
Now give me the upstroke where you make a tap.
Oh, yeah.
Don't rush it. It just hangs there for a minute. Don't rush. See, it's hanging. It's like it hung here, but you just happen to make a note as you go up. Not bad. Now, can you now, do you know what I don't know how often guitar players play flams. Of course they do. There's appoggiatures in all music.
Yeah, it's like the notes right together, right?
The one hand precedes the other hand.
Right.
Dick would ask you, Kevin, what's a flam? And I'd go, played a million of them, because I came in having played for years. I didn't really have he said, flam is one hand high, the other hand low. If you were just, that's not how and again, now we're abandoning the precision of all things, this technique, but if you just had one hand up here, and this hand down here, and you let them both fall at the same time, you'd get a flam. It's like that. Now, the other question Dick would say is, Well, in terms of the actual sound that you're creating by playing a flam, what does that do? And again, I didn't know. You say you're thickening the note.
Yeah.
It's a little louder and it thickens it, right? So, cool. So what we're going to do to play a flam with this technique is the one hand is going to come up, the other hand is going to stay down. Get your grip together in the left. Don't point your first finger. That's it. So so let's start again. You've got to get the floor. Floor. Now the one hand, let's play a right flam, meaning the right's going to be high. So you're just going to raise the right, just like we did your piano thing, right? And then we're going to turn to the ceiling and make a little note preceding it.
So the little notes with the left hand?
The left hand's just making a little tap.
Yeah.
And the
So
right hand's making a throw, which is still a wrist turn. Going up.
doesn't make a note, it just silent up, right?
Well, you're
Oh yeah.
you got it.
So it's
Just that. Whoa, you got it.
yeah.
Okay, not bad. This is tiny.
Yeah.
Tiny.
The timing.
Don't put your first finger. Look, it's laying there. It's laying in there. If you point your first finger now, I don't know where it's going to get. There it is. Beautiful. So you're going to make, with one hand's going to make a throw, and the other hand is going to stay low and tap. Just a little ahead. Left hand's going to land first. Down close. Of course it's going to land first, right? Now go the other way. You got it. Go the other way. Oh, yep. Don't forget to turn to the ceiling. Throw, so it really feels like a wrist. You're not shoving your arm. Beautiful.
The ceiling, you want it all the way up there, you're saying?
Yeah, you could. I want you to turn.
All right.
As the arm falls. Come all the way to the floor with your throw in the left. There, you fixed your grip. Come all the way down to the floor. There it is. Yeah, but you're going to be making a throw and coming to the floor. No, you got to bend. Get it by bending, not by lifting your arm. Get this for free. We don't need to lift it. Efficiency. Boom. You got it. Got it. Okay, now go back and forth. Concentrate. Good. Keep going. Don't point your first finger in the left. Good, Jason. Make that motion in the left. Bend with your wrist. Leave the bead down longer than you think. Leave that bead down a little longer. Right? You've seen Vinny play, and he's got that beautiful thing going on.
Yeah.
See that? He doesn't play like this. It's that thing. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Try to make the motion now, that pure motion your piano motion, where you went up and the arms went up for free just because you bent around a fixed point. There you go. There, yeah, you can take your time like that. That's really good. That's like kata. You ever study karate or something?
Oh, but I got to slow. My brain doesn't work that fast, so I got to go super slow motion. See, so up, that comes down, boom.
That's the meditation. Very cool. There you go. Good concentration. Concentrate on your first finger in the left a little more. But very good, man. You got it. Yeek, bend, lead with the wrist. Don't go lifting. There it is. You got it. Okay, go ahead and put the metronome on at put it on at 40. That sounds like a beginner tempo. I still play all kinds of stuff at 40.
I'm gonna be thinking. All right, so we're just doing quarter notes,
Quarter notes. Don't go up stiff. Roll up. It's still real slow. Now keep the note that's playing the appoggiatura really low. Very good. I'm going to show you something else. Good. We can turn all the way up to here. We can play how many different variations of a wrist turn might be involved? Maybe thousands.
Yeah.
Tiny, who knows, right? Can you split it? How small can you split an atom? I don't know. But what we can do is we can also do this thing where we turn from the floor. We don't lift to the ceiling at all. We just turn down. Look, I'm not lifting it at all. I'm just going down. Yeah.
Okay. So you're not doing that. You're not doing this. You're just going.
That's pianissimo, dude. That's most drummers can't play quiet and they can't play loud without being tight.
That's really what you're kind of looking for in this. You're looking for more just.
Well, yes. For starters, yes. See if you can do that now. Concentrate and see if you can always play from the floor in the hand that's playing the appoggiatura. The other hand's gonna stay down too, isn't it? But then it's gonna cock to the ceiling.
So
and oh, come on! Don't turn to the ceiling. Don't turn to the ceiling. See if you can concentrate on that. Oh, yeah. Good, man. Yeah, it's good. It just falls, doesn't it? Just falls. The other hand is making that beautiful motion. Okay, now I'm going to give you one last thing. I have scribbled out some things from Dick Wilson's famous red book. He'd leave the room, be on the phone for half an hour while you're listening to his metronome going click, click, click. He'd come back, and I'd have taken a peek in his red book, which he'd leave there. He said, "Kevin, get your nose out of that." And whenever he left, I would take many notes because that was what he created after studying as a kid with Murray. And one of the things he talks about is inducing the upstroke. So I kind of led in that direction with you. So before you play, just so what's happening is, right, we have this little, we can just drop the stick from the, don't play it, just don't play for just a sec. We can just drop the stick from parallel. But really, as this thing gets going, look what starts to happen. See?
It's closer, tighter.
It's half the effort, twice the speed. Because I'm getting a note for free on the way up. That thing that you've already felt, where you were able to make a note on the way up, and then make a note on the, should all be one smooth motion, and then make a note on the way down. See, that's the flam. That's your appoggiatura. Not only you're not just turning from parallel, you're going up. That's the whole free stroke thing.
I see. Yeah, so we want they lock together.
Just doing this, and you're getting, each hand gets two notes. So, blop, 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 but you're just doing one motion.
Yeah, it's going to get the timing together.
So just see if you can do now. I know this is getting advanced, but this is something I'll have you just meditate on when you're alone. Okay, so can you do that? Could you? So all you're really doing, just try this. Just make little throws without a flam. Each hand's going to make a throw. Make sure you leave that bead down as you do it. That was good though, but leave the bead down when you go up. Piano thing where you roll up and leave the bead down. One, leave the bead down when you go up.
Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah.
Like that. You gotta leave the bead down when you go up. There you go. Yeah, like that. Make little notes and doing that. Now this time, just like you did when there were just individual hands, yeah, just as you go up, just let it tap. You got it, dude. You barely have to think. Just make throws, and you'll be so close to the surface, you could just bump into the surface as you. No, not there.
Too slow.
That's cool. That's you. Okay, now you're jumping ahead and you're doing something else from Murray's library.
I don't think I'm going too slow or something.
Just try this. Try getting it this way. Let's see. So you're going to come up in the left. or the right. Sure, come up in the left. You didn't leave the bead down. Bead has to stay right over this. Come on, come up a little higher. Just come on up and get that feeling. Don't lose your first finger and thumb. There you go. Gotta hold it here. Okay. So, and you know, don't play yet, but stay there. You know that the left is going to turn to the ceiling, right?
Yeah.
So what? Hold on. But as your left is turning to the ceiling, your right is going to make a little tap as it goes up. So you're just doing this. So let me see. So you're going to get the left in position, right? And the right's going to land first. But the way the right's going to land is by going up.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. So that's going to go. Right. Split my brain into it.
I know. Yeah, you got it. This. Yeah, you're just going to make that little tap as you go up in the right. Yeah, but you got to tap in the right to give that little note ahead of time. The right's going to land first, going up. The right's going to land first, going up. Yeah, but you got to start the left coming down, just ahead of it, maybe.
This will go.
That's going, and then that's going to go. No, that's going to go up just like that. Do it again. Do your slow motion kata thing. I dig it. Going up in the left, going up. Now in slow motion. Now in slow motion, start. Now come on, make the right up. Make that go. Yeah, it's gonna go up. It's going there. There you go. Up. Yeah, and that one's gonna land up. Yeah, up. You got the idea. So I'll write that up. You got the idea.
I kind of got it. I got to slow it down, but yeah.
You did feel it. And first, you just want to start to play flams. Back and forth, real slow. If it's too slow, there's no time to make it up, right? Why would you? What we don't remember, if this technique is up to come down, if it's real slow, why would we make it up? Because then we'd have to wait up in the air. We wait until the time is right and make a throw. As it starts, so up and you're waiting, up and you're waiting. No. See, it's too slow. At this speed, all we would do is make a little tap. We wouldn't make this enough. But as it starts to speed up, watch. Now we don't have to wait in the air, because now we can get this happening. And so you're just going to play flams, even if you're not playing flams with what you just learned, which is a single stroke. That's making an up stroke and a downstroke. Murray thought it was so important that he called it one thing, the single stroke. Okay, so now you have your wrist turn, you have a downstroke, that's 2 of the 7 basic strokes. You have an upstroke, that's 3, and you have a single stroke, which is the up to the down. You have 4 of the 7 basic strokes. It's not much more. There's rebound. We'll get into rebound in a minute, but right now you just got to learn to hold the stick, and you've got your grip. So, really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The flam, when you notate that flam, it's just like a little extra note, right? It's like a little ornamentation note almost.
Yeah, you'll see it. I'll send you that. Murray's got everything documented that way, and then I'll write out some instructions. But yeah, just very good concentration.
Oh, nice.
Actually, yeah, and that's why I like teaching drummers that actually play another instrument.
Yeah, it helps definitely. It all helps.
That's a big deal, right? So you got a singles exercise. I think I put enough in your mind. I don't want to. I want you just on this right now, right?
Yeah.
Right? But look at you. Except for your first finger in the left, you look like a professional drummer.
You sound like one too, though.
You could be a bad dude on this instrument. Put in a little time, and it wouldn't take you that long, because of your background as a musician playing other instruments.
Then you got to get all the extra limbs going. The independence, that's a whole nother level right there,
So that's what everybody thinks. The average civilian thinks that, drums, there's so much coordination. It's not, for me, the coordination isn't much.
Yeah, it's just got to break it down. Yeah, once you get it, lock it in, it's like it's there.
Well, really, the coordination starts to come from learning these motions.
Yeah.
The real coordination is, can you play just on a surface, not this hand and that, and blah, blah, blah. No, can you actually time this and make motion so that you're playing up and a downstroke? There's the coordination. That's the hard thing. Playing some time thing, that's easy. So, and then we can do some drum set lessons as well. And at some point, we'll probably want to work on your feet. I'll just show you some cool things to get your feet blazing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to turn off the recording.
All right.
Very good job.
Thank you.